In my eyes, there's 3 drills using the wall that help you learn to balance the freestanding handstand. Now, number 1 would be the heel pull, number 2 would be the toe pull, and number 3 will be the split drill. Now, I've covered the heel pull and toe pull quite a bit in my other videos, so today I'm going to concentrate on number 3, which is the split drill. Now, this video is intended for those of you that are more beginner, intermediate level handstanders. Now, you might already have a freestanding handstand, but it might not be too consistent, or you might still be working on the wall and working up to your first freestanding balances. My intention with this channel is to do some videos aimed at the beginner, intermediate level, and then some videos aimed at the intermediate to advanced. And I'm going to try and alternate those as best I can with some training journal vlogs scattered around. But it'll be really interesting to hear from you guys, so what level you're at, what things you'd like to see in the future, so stick it down in the comments, that would be awesome. So let's jump in with this split drill. Now, I've just done a general warm-up, so I've warmed up my wrists, my hands, my shoulders, my hips, and I've got myself ready to do some handstands up against the wall. So just practice a few kick-ups. Aiming for consistency with your kick-ups in terms of your setup, shoulders on top of the hands, feet the same distance away from the hands, and you want to be kissing the wall with the same amount of energy. Now let's have a little play with this split position now. So I'm going to start quite close to the wall. I'm going to kick up to the wall and I'm going to let one leg touch the wall. The other leg is going to be on the other side of the body, and I'm going to try and have them equal in terms of the distance between them. So it'll be like a Y position. So hands are pretty close to the wall. I'm going to kick up. I'm trying to get this leg the same distance as this leg is away from the midline of the body. So about there. And then I'm going to come back down. Then I'm going to move my hands another hand distance away from the wall. Kick up again. And now I'm going to have a bigger split. Again, it should ideally be equal. Come back down. Hands further away from the wall again, and I'm going to keep doing this until I find where I'm either at my maximum range in terms of my split, so it could be flexibility because you're going to get closer and closer to front splits as you go out, or it might be your maximum range of your ability or control, because obviously we're creating a void between your hands and the wall that you could fall into. I'd also recommend that you video yourself from the side or get someone to tell you whether you're in this position, because a lot of people when they're doing this will do more this. We want to be in this position. Now once you've found your range, now we're going to have a little play there. We're going to try and find our balance point. So our balance point is the point where this foot against the wall becomes very, very light. So it would be hardly touching the wall. And I want to try and get that so I'm stacked in the middle and I have equal legs on either side. I can just feel this foot becoming very, very light. It doesn't come off the wall and I'm not leaning against the wall. So for me, it will be about there. So that toe is very light on the wall now. Then once I've got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and switch legs. Now it's a little bit easier if you're closer to the wall because the time you need to go or the distance you go is smaller. Ideally you would have the same control at the different distances away from the wall. Now something else to look for when you're doing this one is when I pass through the center. So when my legs pass through the center, ideally the legs should be on top and they meet together and then I go over. Another way, you get the timing wrong would be something like that. You see, instead of my feet crossing on top of the body, they crossed over here, or normally they would cross over here because you want to be safer and closer to the wall. So that's what we're aiming for, is this same tempo of both legs, and then they cross exactly on top of the body and then go to the wall again. Now we can up the ante a little bit and see how much control we have. When I bring the legs together, I'm going to hold for a few seconds in that center before I carry on and go back to the split again. So I kick up, I still get to the point where this back foot is touching the wall very lightly. I try and find that balance point. And now I slowly bring the legs together, hold for as long as I can here, and then go back out, kiss the wall, hold, and then you could repeat that. So you could see how many of those you could do in a row, or how long you hold in that center position. And again, we can change the distance our hands are away from the wall. Now we can repeat exactly that same process, but in a scarier way if you like, because now I'm going to do it chest to wall. Now obviously if I'm chest to wall, I need to know that I'm confident that I'm not going to back splat if I go over. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try and find that split position that's equal and try to make the toe against the wall very light. And then I'll slowly swap legs. Try to keep the base, so the head, the focal position, the hands, the shoulders, all stacked nicely. I could do the one where I bring the legs together, pause for a few seconds before I carry on with the split. Kiss in the wall. Repeat that. Now some of you probably won't be ready for that chest to wall version yet, which is fine, because when most people try and do that and they're not ready, they'll be more like this and they'll just fall onto the wall. So I would leave that until you're more confident and keep with the back to wall version, aiming to be balanced the whole time with this foot touching the wall to be as light as possible. Now for those of you that already have a freestanding handstand, we can still do that same split drill but away from the wall. So you can do it in different ways. I could kick to a straight handstand, or I could just kick straight into the split. Now I'm going to go with the left leg because that's my dominant leg to go up first. Fix my focal position, fix my base, kick straight into that split position. So I'm aiming to try and get equal split on either side, show control. Slowly switch legs, ideally the feet passing through the midline before we go back the other side. Now I could come together, hold for as long as I feel I have control, back down again. I could go quickly and I could go slow. Now if that gets really sloppy and you flap about too much and you fall out of the handstand a lot, stick with the wall version, really trying to kiss the wall very lightly. And if you're not freestanding yet, that's fine. Stick with the wall one and then slowly use that as an assessment to see when you kick up to freestanding to see if you can have the control to start working that next level of the drill. Now that's the split drill. I do use that one a lot in class when I'm teaching classes and workshops, because I find it works very well with a great range of different abilities and one that you can keep working on different things and fine tuning the movement. So have a play with that one. Let me know how you go down below in the comments. As I said before, my intention is to do the beginner intermediate level video followed by a intermediate to advanced level video. So make sure you subscribe for more of those. Thumbs up and subscribe will be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.